It's weekend. Why are you staying home? They ask. It's a holiday. Go outside. Have fun, they say. And in that moment, you hesitate because explaining yourself has never really worked. Some people don't feel drawn to noise. They don't feel energized by crowded rooms, loud conversations, or constant movement. They feel most alive when the door closes behind them, when the world softens, when the air becomes still. And for a long time, they were told this meant something was wrong with them, that they were avoiding life, that they were hiding, that they were missing out. But what if that was never true? If you love staying home, it's probably not because you're lazy. It's because your nervous system knows what it needs. You don't seek chaos to feel alive. You seek alignment. You don't crave constant movement, constant sound, constant interaction just to prove that you're living. Home isn't where you disappear. Home is where you finally arrive. And the moment someone says that to you, something in your chest softens, your shoulders drop, your breathing slows, because you've spent years trying to explain this feeling, canceling plans and feeling relief, choosing quiet over noise, comfort over performance, wanting to go home not because you're bored, but because you finally feel like yourself there. And no one ever quite understood it. People who love staying home often have rich internal worlds. Their minds are active even when their bodies are still. Their emotions are layered. Their thoughts move deeply, not loudly. While others need stimulation to feel something, you can sit with a warm drink, watch light move slowly across a wall, and feel completely full. Your inner life doesn't depend on external events. Psychologists sometimes describe this as high internal self-presence. It means your sense of meaning comes from within, not from attention, not from approval, not from constant novelty. You don't need life to be loud in order for it to feel real. Silence doesn't empty you. Silence feeds you. You don't rush moments. You let them unfold. You notice things others miss. The pause before someone speaks, the emotion hiding behind a sentence, the energy in a room before anything actually happens. You don't just experience moments, you absorb them. And because of that, your nervous system works a little differently. Crowds don't just feel busy, they feel loud inside your body. Too many conversations, too many emotions, too many unspoken signals all at once. And that's why crowds can feel exhausting, not because you dislike people, but because you feel people. The world doesn't always know how to name this, so it mislabels it. You should go out more. Don't you get bored? You're too quiet. You're wasting your life. But those words say more about the speaker than they ever did about you. Because boredom isn't the absence of noise, it's the absence of presence. And you are deeply present, even when you're doing nothing, even when you're sitting alone, even when no one is watching. Let me say this as someone who understands. I once thought staying home meant I was shrinking my life. I worried I wasn't adventurous enough, not social enough, not interesting enough. I thought growth only happened outside. But then I noticed something. While others were exhausted from chasing stimulation, my inner world was expanding. Ideas formed slowly, thoughts connected, creativity deepened. I wasn't drained at the end of the day. I felt whole without performing, and that's when it clicked. I wasn't hiding from life. I was listening to it. People who love staying home often share a few traits: high emotional awareness, strong imagination, sensitivity to overstimulation, deep loyalty, careful trust. You don't open your heart to everyone, not because you're closed, but because you understand the cost of emotional exposure. You've learned that not everyone deserves access to your inner world. So when you love, it's intentional. When you connect, it's real. Few connections, but meaningful ones. And when someone is finally allowed inside your world, they feel something rare. They feel seen. Sometimes loving home is also about protection. Maybe the world once overwhelmed you. Maybe you were misunderstood. Maybe your emotions were too deep for people who skim life's surface. Maybe you learned early that being sensitive meant being hurt, so you created a space where your nervous system could breathe, a space where you don't have to explain yourself, don't have to perform, don't have to be on. That's not avoidance, that's wisdom. A nervous system choosing regulation over chaos. And if you listen closely, there's something tender beneath all of this. An inner child who learned that safety matters more than applause. A part of you that just wants to feel calm, grounded, unpressured. A part that doesn't want to compete, doesn't want to impress, doesn't want to constantly prove its worth. If you love staying home, it might be because your inner self finally found a place where it can rest. And rest is not weakness. Rest is repair. This doesn't mean you'll never step out into the world. It just means when you do, it will be intentional. Not because you're afraid of missing out, but because something genuinely calls you. A conversation that matters, a place that feels right, a moment that aligns with who you are. And when that happens, your presence feels grounded, calm, real, not loud, but steady. Hey, you know what? There was never anything wrong with you. You were never broken, antisocial, boring, or behind. You were just listening to yourself in a world that keeps telling people to override their own needs. So if you're someone who loves staying home, hear this slowly. You are not avoiding life. You are choosing the version of it that doesn't cost you your nervous system. You are choosing calm over chaos, depth over noise, meaning over motion. Your quiet has depth. Your stillness has intelligence. Your solitude has strength. You don't need constant stimulation to feel real. You don't need to prove your aliveness by exhausting yourself. You already know how to be present, and that is rare. Home isn't where you hide. It's where your body finally exhales. It's where you stop bracing. It's where you remember who you are when no one is asking anything from you. You don't make the world louder. You make it softer, safer, more breathable. And that's why when people are with you, they don't feel the need to perform. They don't feel rushed. They don't feel judged. They don't feel like they have to be on. They feel held. They feel grounded. They feel at home.